People said money solved everything. They said tears dried faster on silk bedsheets. They said pain could not survive inside air-conditioned rooms. But they never met Adetola Kingsley. From the outside, his life looked like a dream stitched with gold. His mansion stood tall on the Lekki axis, guarded by iron gates and men with dark glasses who never smiled. His garage slept under the weight of cars people only saw on billboards. His name echoed in boardrooms, churches, and charity events. Pastors called him a kingdom financier. Politicians called him a strategic ally. Young people called him a role model. Everywhere he went, respect arrived before him. Yet every night, when the world went quiet and the city lights blinked like tired eyes, Adetola sat alone on the edge of his massive bed and cried like a child who had lost his way home. Not the loud kind of crying. The dangerous kind. The kind that breaks a man silently. Adetola had everything except peace. His wife, Mario, was beautiful, elegant, and admired. On Instagram, she smiled beside luxury handbags and first-class flights. People envied her life, not knowing that the smiles were rehearsed and the captions were lies. At home, she barely spoke to her husband unless it was about money, appearances, or obligations. Their son, Damale, lived more on his phone than in their house. Tutors raised him. Drivers drove him. Money spoiled him. But no one knew him. And Adetola, despite being present physically, was absent emotionally. The boy had learned early that his father's time was more expensive than his love. Dinner tables were long and polished, but conversations were short and cold. Laughter was rare. Warmth was foreign. Sometimes Adetola would stare at his family and wonder how a man could build an empire and still fail at building a home. Years ago, before the wealth, before the suit and titles, Adetola was just a poor boy from Ibadan with dreams bigger than his pockets. Hunger was his companion. Rejection was his teacher. He promised himself that poverty would never touch him again, not even with a finger. That promise pushed him. That promise haunted him. He worked day and night, stepping on opportunities and sometimes on people. He compromised values, delayed love, ignored warnings. He chased success like a man running from death. But winning came with invisible scars. The friends who helped him rise slowly disappeared. Some he abandoned. Some he outgrew. Some he sacrificed. His mother died while he was in a meeting he couldn't cancel. He sent money instead of presents. Flowers instead of hugs. At her burial, surrounded by mourners, Adetola stood strong. Billionaires didn't cry in public. But that night, alone in his car, he screamed until his chest burned. Insomnia became his closest enemy. Sleeping pills stopped working. Therapy felt shallow. Prayers felt empty. His mind replayed regrets like a broken playlist. Faces of people he hurt. Words he never said. Love he postponed until it expired. One night, after signing a deal worth more than most people would earn in 10 lifetimes, Adetola broke down in his office. He slid down his leather chair, suit rumpled, tie loose, tears soaking the expensive carpet. "What is wrong with me?" he whispered. He had conquered the world but lost himself. Everything changed on a rainy evening. Stuck in traffic, Adetola noticed a young girl selling bottled water. Her dress was soaked. Her slippers were broken. Yet she smiled, genuinely, at every car. Not the desperate smile of survivor, but the hopeful smile of belief. Something about her unsettled him. He rolled down his window and bought all her water. When he handed her the money, she paused. "Sir," she said softly, "God bless you. I pray you find joy." The words hit him harder than any insult ever could. He drove home and cried again, but this time, it was different. It wasn't just pain. It was awakening. Adetola began to change, not dramatically, not loudly, but honestly. He spent time with his son, awkward at first, learning how to listen. He apologized to his wife, not with gifts but with vulnerability. Some wounds healed. Some didn't. But truth replaced pretense. He reconnected with people he wronged. Some forgave him. Some didn't. He accepted both. Most importantly, he learned to sit with himself without running. One Sunday, during a quiet church service, Adetola cried openly for the first time. No hiding. No pride. Just a man, stripped of titles, kneeling under the weight of his humanity. Those tears were the richest thing he had ever owned. Yes, money opens doors. Yes, wealth makes life easier. But money does not heal childhood wounds. It does not replace lost time. It does not guarantee love. It does not silence guilt. The rich also cry. Sometimes louder. Sometimes longer. Sometimes alone. And sometimes, their tears are heavier, because they carry the weight of everything money couldn't fix.